day 2, guys, of getting these things together. These are some old cabbages that were left over under the canopy. So I'm just going to leave those in the ground to break down. Everything else that's here, as in plants that I uprooted, we're going to put these in a, hold a second, we're going to put these in a either a composting bin, and some of it will also be going to the chickens, so nothing will be wasted right here. A whole lot of amaranth seed is spilled, so I'm going to have to go with wood chip in my walkway to keep down the amaranth now. And there are other seeds that are stored in this soil from before, which I'm going to have a bit of challenge keeping down now, since I'm not going for that thick growing type garden anymore. But it's looking good so far. I'm trying to get a few of these branches off this oak tree that's hanging over, but I think I need a new chain for the saw, so I'm gonna go either buy Lowe's or Home Depot in a few to get a new chain to start. The soil is looking good, and we have to talk a bit more about this soil, because when you're doing your garden, I don't want you to overkill with your soil. So you can't put down one fertilizer for nitrogen and then you're going to buy another product again for nitrogen. The plant only can take so much nitrogen and no more. So a lot of these marketing tricks that are catching homesteaders, we need to get on top of it. So the garden is getting into place, everyone, as in framework is coming along. I'm going through with the beds. I got a bit held up because this tree that's hanging over my garden area I had was to limit, and took off a whole lot of branches. Ended up with about 2 truckload of tree limbs where I had to took some to the dump, and whatever was left, I put them in the beds, and I'm going to cover these with mulch after this. So for these lower beds, I'm going in with only organic matter. I'm going to see if I can start bordering around this area, you know, just to get that defined garden look. But overall, it's going good so far. I'm starting to put down cardboards already also, so that I can suppress most of the weeds. Wherever I can find cardboard, whether it be Walmart, dumpster, whichever, I'm going to get cardboard, come in and put at the base of all these beds to just control weeds. It's a whole lot of work. I have one bed that I double, like the way I showed you guys when I was making a few of these. I put one on top, so it's a 8 inches high bed. That one is double there. I think I'm gonna double a few more for deeper roots crop, and those higher beds I think I can go in with carrots and a few root stuff in those beds. Holy. Everything is coming in neatly. As I was saying to you guys in the last video, that one of these beds costs under $14 or $14. Correction, it is $9 a piece for the board. So an entire bed is going to cost you almost $20, but it's quite cheap compared to these beds over here, because 3 of them, I think it was for $114 or $117 for 3 of these beds. So just do the comparison and you look at the space that you have and you can work it out. All you do, you bolt them together, because those come in such a way which you have to screw them together, and it's time consuming also. So early morning, going at it again. Another load of, well, not another load off, because the first one was that we had was topsoil. This is a load of mulch from the landscape place. But don't be fooled. It's just a ton of wood bark with a little topsoil. That's it from them, nothing more. But we don't have it, so we have to buy it. So guys, one of the most expensive part of doing in-ground or raised bed, it's getting in the material, the soil. Expensive part to this thing is filling these beds. So this is the compost that I got. Guys, it is nothing special. It is just, this look like about 15% dirt or soil and maybe about 70% bark, and the remainder is nonsense. So dirt, bark and nonsense. We don't have any, so we just have to pay for it. I'll amend it and it should be next to perfect for my plants. Another thing, my soil here, the native soil here, it's already enriching because I've used a lot of rabbit manure in this area where I had the garden before, and all I did was just upweed, so the soil is here same way for these root system to tap into. So I think I'm going to stay on top of things as I go along. My challenge, I think one of my greatest challenges is going to be those raised bed, not the in-ground bed, but the raised bed. After a few hours of moving this mulch, with also a couple gallons of sweat, I'm done for now. So this is what 3 yards of mulch will give you. 2, 4, 6, almost 7 beds. That's what it does. That's $200, $100 and about $50 for the material plus the cost to ship it, to transport it. So it's not a lot. I'm going to calculate it on how much the cost to buy the pallet at Home Depot, that cheap soil, and see what's the difference, because this what they're saying is mulch or compost. To me, this is just all wood chip with a little bit of soil in it. That's all, nothing more. But as I keep on saying, we have to amend our soil and get it to what we want it to be for what we're planting. Next thing about gardening. Gardening has no recipe. It's just a principle. So nothing is set in stone. We just have to adjust and readjust to what our plants want, the needs of our plant. So here we go. This bed here is only half full or half empty. One out of the two. This one over here, I haven't gotten anything in it as yet. Same for this smaller one. And these three raised bed, these are the three raised bed. They don't have anything as yet basically in them, just a little tree limb and some leftover mulch that was there. Over there we have all of those beds already filled in, and if you notice, they're looking like they're having too much soil in them. The thing is, this is mulch. It will settle, and it's going to settle way lower than it is right now. So I'll get them to the perfect level after maybe watering or just leaving them for a couple of days here, because these beds are really my fall bed. I'm preparing now. I've gone ahead and deleted my entire garden, so I'm kind of late to be planting anything now in Florida. It's what, almost the end of May, going into June. It's going to be too late for me to plant most things. The only thing that will be coming up, and I'll leave them, are the amaranths. Amaranth is going to be everywhere across this garden, so those I'll leave them. So within another 5 or so weeks, I'll be harvesting amaranth again. 5 to 7 weeks time, I'll be harvesting amaranth again. But this is what we're looking like. The stock bed over here. That's the stock bed right there. I'm just taking you guys through, showing you the progress so far, and I hope you guys are considering starting up some in-ground or raised bed, or you have already started. I'm still short on compost or mulch. I'm going to have to see how I go about filling the remainder of these beds that I have here, and then now we can start amending the soil, getting things ready for fall. So a lot of people may be seeing this video and is not following up on the series and wondering what we're doing here. I totally demolished my in-grown garden to start a in-grown raised bed garden on this side, and also a container garden in most of the other section of my yard. That's what I'll be focusing on. As we go along, I'll just show you guys how I do it in enriching my soil and getting it ready. It may seem a bit early to a lot of you guys to start preparing for fall, but this is how you prepare properly and then now you won't have to be using those fast release fertilizers. Nothing is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with them. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my choice. So hence I love to prepare my soil, have enough time, prepare the soil properly, and then I can go ahead and plant. So here I went ahead in my last video. I told you guys that I was going to leave the pepper patch, but then after reconsidering it, I realized that it was going to cost me too much work, double work. So I went ahead, I took out the bell peppers and scotch bonnet peppers, and I have them in these grow bag right here. So right away it gave me an idea that maybe this will become my new pepper patch right here. If you're in a tropical or subtropical climate where you're going to be needing to start your seeds, your fall seed before fall, you don't start your fall seed in fall. We start them about late August, early September, so that we can have to start planting as soon as the time gets cool. I think the end of summer is about the 21st or the 22nd of September. But during that time we start getting cooler nights and milder days here in Florida. Not too cool, but just enough where the sun isn't beating that hard on the plants, and we get a lot of rain that time also. So if you can find yourself with a little greenhouse, a cover, and it doesn't have to be this size. They have some small, I think they're about 5x6 or 4x6 greenhouses on Amazon. You can get a few of those, start your seed. Also, nothing is wrong if you go ahead and buy your starter plants from your big box store, your local nursery or anything. Go ahead, buy your plants, start them. You don't have to do what you see everyone else is doing, starting up in a greenhouse like this and putting down seed or grow lights. And no, you can go to the store and you can buy your suckers, your starter plants, just to start your little garden. No wrong and right in this thing. That's it from Countrymarro. Y'all have a blessed one. See you in the next one also. God bless you all. Cheers.